Kent State students are out on Centennial Green celebrating fall. They have all kinds of fun events. Find out what students enjoy most about the season.
The Kent State University LGBTQ+ Center is set to unveil a new poster for National Coming Out Day. Find out why and the importance of the event.
From space to Earth, what recent asteroid samples NASA collected from space reveal and the impact it has on Earth.
Well, not only bringing energy in the ring, but also in the drink market. What WWE legend and superstar is making headlines with a woo? All these stories and more as TV2 News starts in a woo, or maybe right now.
This is TV2 News.
Good evening, Portage County, and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Anthony Zacharyasz.
And I'm Josh Aponte.
Well, fall weather is finally here, and so are fall festivities.
That is right, Anthony, and if you're looking to have some fun, the Flash Activities Board has you covered.
TV2's own Kennedy Gotham is live at the Fall Fest. What's going on, Kennedy?
Hi guys, that's right. Fall is in full swing and Kent State students are celebrating with fun fall activities. The Flash's Activity Board says the event brings a pumpkin patch feel with live music, hot apple cider, and carriage rides. Fab will also be giving away free beanies to students. This is the first of many fall and Halloween themed events coming up in Kent. Fab says this is a great way for students to get involved on campus and have fun. Downtown Kent is having a haunted ghost walk this weekend, and the Faber Pantry is having a House of Horrors fashion show this Friday. Check KentWire.com for the rest of this story and more. Reporting for TV2 News, I'm Kennedy Gotham.
Thank you, Kennedy. The LGBTQ+ Center is unveiling this year's Flashes of Pride poster for National Coming Out Day. The unveiling event was today at 3:30 in the LGBTQ+ Center. Flashes of Pride is an annual poster created to showcase LGBTQ+ students and faculty on campus. For some students, this is a part of their coming out process.
The university today sent out a mass email to community members regarding potential severe weather as we approach November. The email states the university typically does not close or cancel classes because of weather. If delays or cancellations occur, a timeline of when students would be aware was also included. Acknowledging the commuters and faculty driving in, the university trusts those individuals will make their best judgment based on weather and road conditions.
Here with your forecast for the upcoming week. I'm happy to report we have no chances of severe weather, and looking at what we're currently experiencing in Kent, the weather truly isn't bad at all. It is 64 degrees and I will say it does feel like 62. We have some winds making it feel a little colder than it actually is. Dew points at 38, winds are east-northeast at 9 miles an hour, low humidity at 39% and full visibility at 10 miles. Going forward into tomorrow's forecast, it's going to be a high of 60 degrees and it's going to be cloudy with a slight chance of rain and some light winds. Those winds will be south by southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour and your sunset will be at 6:49 p.m. Moving into my campus forecast for tomorrow, you can see there won't be much sun at all. At 8 a.m. tomorrow, as you're going to those early classes, it's going to be 49 degrees, but there will be little to no winds, so I would say still bring a light jacket, but nothing too crazy. By noon, we'll warm up a little bit, about 56 degrees. It'll be cloudy and humid, and then those winds are going to pick up by 6 p.m., and it's going to be about 57 degrees, so if you have some of those later classes as well, I'd recommend bundling up. And that is all I have for now, so stay tuned for my second block where we will discuss how the entire state of Ohio is looking as well as my outlook for the next week. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Sophia. On September 30th, during a concert at Blossom Music Center, an unknown man climbed onto the amphitheater roof. The suspect was able to evade police and is still at large. The musician performing at the time was Jelly Roll, a multi-genre artist, and he is now offering to pay the man's bond. According to law enforcement, last known whereabouts of the man was at the venue running through the crowd.
A 65-year-old woman is left seriously injured after she was struck by a vehicle crossing a street in Erie County Village. Mary Belts of Castalia was walking on North Washington Street Tuesday when she was hit by a 2018 GMC Acadia. The driver has been identified as 38-year-old Lindsay Troik. Belts was flown by Life Flight to St. Vincent Mercy Medical Center in Toledo. The Ohio State Highway Patrol believes that alcohol and drugs were not factors in the crash. The investigation is still ongoing.
Early voting for Ohioans began today, and it is anticipated voting turnout will be at higher rates than usual. Experts say issues 1 and 2 will be the driving factor behind the high turnout. Issue 1 covers reproductive rights, while Issue 2 addresses marijuana legalization. Those registered to vote and want to participate in early voting can visit their respective county's Board of Election.
Ohio Governor Mike DeWine and First Lady Fran DeWine were early voters today in Xenia, Ohio. The governor went to the Greene County Board of Elections to exercise his voting right and at around 10 p.m. DeWine spoke briefly to the media afterward on how he voted. Today marks the first day of early voting, with 27 days until Election Day on November 7th.
What accusations made against TikTok's safety and privacy efforts mean in the newest lawsuit brought forth against the social media platform.
Coming up, I'll break down all that has happened in the international realm of Israeli-Palestinian relations since what went down this past weekend.
Tomorrow's news leaders.
Today's top stories.
From an award-winning student newsroom.
This is TV2 News, truly Portage County.
Over the weekend, conflict arose in Israel against Palestine.
That's right, Anthony. TV2's Nikki Gasiewski is here to tell us more. Hey, Nikki.
Hey, guys. Much has happened in the world of international relations since the Palestinian group Hamas attacked the Gaza Strip, including Israel declaring war and many families being torn apart. Since Hamas's attack, American politicians have expressed sympathy and support for the Jewish, Israeli, and Palestinian communities.
Well, I mean, I've made very clear that Hamas's attack is absolutely horrific and that we have to hold space for the humanity of everyone in the region here, but all of the families affected and the brutality of this violence. This is a situation of incredible trauma for Israelis, especially on Saturday, and Palestinians who have been enduring the realities of occupation for decades. And I think there needs to be space for us and the ability for us to have that real conversation, that nuanced conversation that sees the humanity of everyone impacted.
The support for Americans comes as Hamas hostages are calling for international help. Cheryl Lipschitz, elderly parents, were taken from their home right by the Gaza border. No one has heard from the couple since last Saturday when they were taking shelter in their safe room. Lipschitz is now calling on international community to do everything they can to find her parents and other victims. Lipschitz's family isn't the only family suffering and mourning relatives in the wake of Saturday's attack. Israeli-American brothers Yigal and Ahmad Wasp were part of the hundreds killed on Saturday. The brothers were killed when Hamas entered their village that borders Gaza. Before their passing, they had dual American citizenship and were part of their village's security team. Having ties to the Gaza area, Americans are broadcasting their support both Israel and Palestine. In Michigan last night, a group of American Palestinian supporters came together to support the nation and condemn the Israeli government. Their rally featured supporters waving Palestinian flags and chanting Free Palestine. Speakers at the event said Palestinian supporters should not be considered anti-Semitic or extremist. That's all I got for tonight, but check out KentWire.com for these stories and more. I'm Nikki Gasiewski, reporting for TV2 News.
Thank you, Nikki. Yesterday, Kent State's President Todd Dyken sent out an email out to members of the university's community reflecting on the current war between Israel and Hamas. Expressing his emotions, Dyken acknowledged the destruction and death occurring in the conflicted areas.
The president went on to say the community should follow the core values engraved in the university. During these times, the email read those in need of support should reach out to the university's mental health resources or local law enforcement.
And staying in Northeast Ohio and moving over from Kent, the Jewish Community Board of Akron also reacts to the war unfolding in the Middle East.
Daniel Blaine, the CEO of the board, said that there are Akron area Jewish families who have lost loved ones since the terrorist attacks. Blaine and other community leaders condemned the attacks as the most horrifying display of hatred against Jewish people in decades.
Some student groups on Kent State's campus have united to protest for Palestine on the K tomorrow. Students for Justice in Palestine is hosting the event at 1:30 p.m. The organization will be joined by KSU Students for a Democratic Society and the KSU Muslim Student Association. The group says it plans to debunk, quote, the biggest myths on Palestine, end quote, in a separate event from 6 to 8 p.m. Thursday in room 317 in the Kent Student Center.
In the midst of the ongoing war between Israel and Hamas, here at the university, Kent Halil will be holding a vigil tomorrow afternoon. A post on Instagram from the organization states, quote, Kent State Uniting for Israel. The event starts at 4:30 and will take place at the Halil Center.
As Kent State recognizes October as National Mental Health Awareness Month, a Marine veteran has just completed a cross-country horseback journey that was all for a good cause. Matt Perella left Camp Pendleton in Southern California in April and arrived in Camp Lejeune in eastern North Carolina on Tuesday. He completed the nearly 7,000-mile journey across 17 states on the back of his horse named Buck. Perella says it was done to raise awareness for veterans suffering from PTSD.
Everyone, and welcome back. Right now we're looking at Northeast Ohio with some pretty mild temperatures all across this region. Kent State's sitting at 61 degrees along with Cleveland. Ashtabula's down at 59. Worcester, Canton, and Youngstown are all at 63 degrees, and Sandusky and Mansfield are all sitting at 64. Moving across to the entire state of Ohio, Akron's sitting at 63 degrees, Steubenville at 64, Athens is at 66, Columbus and Cincinnati are at 68. Dayton is sitting very nicely at 69 degrees Fahrenheit, and Lima is at 67. Moving into my 7-day forecast tomorrow, we will have a high of 60 with a low of 45, and as I said, it's going to be pretty cloudy with some humidity for you as well. Moving into Friday's forecast, it's going to be 63 with a low of 49. It's going to be partly cloudy. We'll see a little bit of sun peeking through here. On Saturday and Sunday, we're going to have rain. It'll be more likely to pour down on us on Saturday with a high of 55 and a low of 44. On Monday, there is a chance of showers, but nothing crazy with a high of 52 and a low of 43. Tuesday, rain is possible once again with a high of 53 and a low of 41. And this time next week, we luckily will not be having nearly as much of a chance of rain with a high of 56 and a low of 39. And that is all I have for your hump day weather forecast. With winter weather on the horizon, stay informed at kentwire.com so you know just how much to bundle up. Reporting for TV2 News, I'm Sophia Sainato. Stay warm, Portage County.
Thank you, Sophia. NASA revealed details of the asteroid samples collected back in 2020. Since then, researchers have been analyzing and found the rocks and dust contain water and a large amount of carbon. NASA describes the materials found as, quote, crucial elements and will help determine how life on Earth began. Scientists are still studying and analyzing the samples collected in efforts to find out more about Earth's origin.
And a recent government report found that U.S. law enforcement ran facial recognition searches without proper training. According to September's Government Accountability Office report, multiple agencies within the Justice Department and Homeland Security didn't require staffers to be trained before using the technology. The GAO report says both the Homeland Security and Justice Departments are now developing facial recognition policies to address potential civil rights issues. And sticking with technology, Utah is suing TikTok over allegations that the company misled the public about its safety. In the lawsuit filed Tuesday, Utah's Attorney General accused the social media giant of violating the state's consumer protection law. The complaint alleges TikTok of baiting children into unsafe use through its use of alleged addictive features. TikTok has yet to issue a response to these allegations.
Amazon's Alexa is in hot water after political claims made by the voice assistant. When users ask Alexa about election fraud in the 2020 presidential election between Joe Biden and Donald Trump, she would respond with it was, quote, stolen by a massive amount of election fraud. Amazon states the responses given were an error and these statements have been resolved. The company says improvements to the system regarding the credibility of information will continue.
WWE fans, get ready to have a new beverage in your fridges. Wrestling legend Ric Flair just started his own energy drink brand called, get ready for it, woo! Ric Flair will be going to local Giant Eagle locations throughout Ohio and Pennsylvania to launch the drinks, as well as offering some meet and greets. Flair just made a stop yesterday at the Stowe Hudson Giant Eagle, just making some stops around the Cleveland area and locations in Columbus the day before. Today, Flair is set to make some appearances in the Pittsburgh area.
How a former NFL player is in the spotlight for his off-the-field actions after police investigates the death of his mother.
And a big-time game is coming tomorrow for Kent State soccer. We tell you what you need to know about their big matchup.
And now, your TV2 Sports Report.
Nearly a month since the death of the mother of a former NFL player, law enforcement has a new suspect in custody. Sergio Brown was once a defensive back on the field, but now the newest person of interest in his mother's death.
Authorities say it is believed Brown fled to Mexico after the death occurred. He was deported back to the U.S. on Tuesday and is now in custody for the homicide in California. Sources are working to transfer him to the foreseeable future to the Chicago area.
Well, keeping things in sports, the homecoming football game is on the horizon. Kent State soccer will have a big matchup tomorrow, and the MLB playoffs are heating up.
TV2's own Matt Corrali is here to tell us all about it, and I'm sure he was really busy getting ready for the show tonight. Matt, what's going on?
Guys, good evening, and yeah, it's been a busy afternoon, but when are we not busy here at TV2 Sports? It's just what we do. Good evening, one and all. My name is Matt Corrali, and this is what's happening in the world of sports here at Kent State and beyond. And we will start tonight with Kent State soccer. They will be on the road to take on the #1 team in the Mid-American Conference in Bowling Green on the road tomorrow night. The Falcons are unbeaten in conference play and are riding high as they are coming into the match winners of 4 in a row. For Kent State, they got back in the win column with a 3-1 win against Central Michigan Sunday after losing their previous 2 and sit alone in 4th place in the standings. Kickoff is scheduled for 7 o'clock. Now, shifting things to football, the annual homecoming game will take place next Saturday, and the athletic department has sent out details about the festivities for the matchup against the Buffalo Bulls. Fans can expect a tailgate at the main parking lot of Dick Stadium with DJ Smills performing and tables from Raising Cane's, Top Shot Golf, and multiple food trucks starting at 12:30. Students can also sign up for the Water Street Tavern Kick for Cash, as one person will have the chance to make a 40-yard field goal for $25,000 after the first quarter. Kickoff against the Bulls is planned for 3:30. Let's go pro now, as Major League Baseball's postseason had 2 games occur Tuesday, as both games saw a team took control of a series and even one saw a team advance. Let's start our highlight in Minneapolis, and Game 3 of the American League Division Series between the Twins and the Astros. Series tied is at a game apiece, but Jose Abreu is trying to change that. Against Sonny Gray, this ball will touch the Minnesota sky. Abreu hits his first of 2 home runs on the day. Astros strike first in a big way. It's 3-0, but later on, with a 4-0 game, Alex Bregman says, I'll get them another. He launches one deep. Houston is now in front 5-0 in the bottom half. Houston pitcher Christian Javier loads the bases with 2 outs, facing Royce Lewis. Good night. Javier gets out of the jam and keeps the Twins off the board. In the 6th, with 2 on and 1 out, Willie Castro lines one to right off Hunter Brown. That will score Carlos Correa. Only run of the day for the Twins on that play. Astros tack on 3 more to win 9-1. They take the 2-1 series lead. Let's go to Texas. Game 3 between the O's and the Rangers. Dean Kramer facing Corey Seager. Not the best start for Dean Kramer. Seager launches his first home run this October. It's 1-0 Rangers. In the 2nd, Rangers up 3-0. Adolis Garcia. I mean, that one is heading south of Texas. Number 53 goes to deck number 2, and the Rangers explode to a 6-0 lead. Each team would tack on one more before Jose Leclerc ends the Orioles season with this strikeout. Rangers win 7-1 and advance to the ALCS for the first time in 12 years. October baseball, I'll say it every day out of the week. It's just the best. That'll do it for us at sports. For more TV2 sports coverage, follow us on social media at TV2KSU Sports. For TV2 Sports, I'm Matt Corrali, saying wherever the ball flies in the air, TV2 Sports will be there. Good night.
Some new sweet Crocs just in time for the spooky holiday season. And no, they're not the Lightning McQueen pairs. What Crocs you could rock, but snag for only a limited time only. Well, just in time for Halloween, Crocs has unveiled what may be its sweetest collaboration ever. The company teamed up with Hershey's for a pair of clogs based on Reese's and Hershey's chocolate bars. The Reese's Crocs will cost you $55 and the Hershey's pair $65. You can snag a pair only for a limited time only at crocs.com.
Families may be accustomed to have dogs, cats, or birds around the house, but how about a chicken? In Rhode Island, one family has gone extra measures to take care of their feathery friend, from buying a leash to going on walks and even waiting for the school bus. Brownie the chicken shares life's moments with the Taylor family. The family enjoys having Brownie around and improves their happiness and health.
I mean, Brownie the chicken really sounds cool, but I'm going back to the Crocs.
Yes, we should.
Because you guys know, I don't know if all you guys know, but I bought the Lightning McQueen Crocs.
Oh,
I won
know.
the draw.
We're aware.
Oh, I
Be the
know.
person
Won
to
the
do
drawing.
that.
Oh,
Of anyone
100%.
in America to buy the Lightning McQueen Crocs, it's
him.
my anchor Josh Aponte.
It's him.
Quite frankly.
As I'm a Croc lover myself, however, $65 for a pair
That's
is
a little
ju-
pricey.
It's a little much for me.
It is a little
It
much.
is a lot, yeah.
I mean, and I like the chocolate part of it though, so that might work out best.
I was going to say,
don't know.
it's going to be a miracle if I don't eat them.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
You got to remind yourself that it's just going to be like eating rubber. So
That's
Yeah,
true.
exactly.
kinda-
Now, are you guys Team Reese's or Team Hershey's?
Reese's. All the way.
Reese's?
Yeah.
Yep, that's valid.
All the way.
All the way.
And that is all the time for today. Thank you so much for joining us.
for updates on all these stories and more, you can follow us on social media at Kent Wired.
You can also visit us on our website at kentwired.com and Kent Wired on all social media platforms.
And I've been Josh Aponte.
I'm Matt Corrali.
I'm Sophia Sainato.
And I'm Anthony Zacharyasz. Have a great night, Portage County.
I can't speak. Who's going to do the commercial if I can't speak?